It is D-Day for controversial godman Ram Rahim Singh. The sentencing of the rape case is out. 10-year jail term handed over to the controversial Dera Chief. Let's go straight across to the Congress press briefing being addressed by senior leader Abhishek Manu Singh.
They have now...
We will get you more on that Congress briefing, but as per the latest that we've been getting to you throughout, the sentencing in the rape case of Ram Rahim Singh, the sentencing is out. 10-year jail term handed over to the Dera Chief. But as we've been discussing all along, the onus now lies on the state governments to ensure that a repeat of the violence that was witnessed the day the Dera Chief was convicted is not a reality that the states are forced to grapple with yet again. As of now, several precautionary measures have been taken since last night as far as Panchkula and Sirsa are concerned in terms of shutting down the educational institutions. These are the live visuals also coming in from Sirsa, where situation continues to remain tense. Arterial roads have been blocked as a precautionary measure. Remember, there have been a sea of supporters of the controversial Dera Chief who have been dotting each of the several areas of Panchkula, Sirsa, Ambala, Chandigarh. And as per the latest that's trickling in, security being heightened at most of these areas as far as Section 144 is concerned as well, which was imposed in some of these areas. And security being tightened as a 10-year jail term is handed out to the Dera Chief. Multiple reactions have been trickling in post that sentencing. Let's take a listen in.
अदालत का फैसला है, हमारा इसमें कुछ नहीं. They have found him guilty and they have sentenced him. So there's nothing for us to say. We can only ask that this must be accepted by the people और शांति रहे. कोई ऐसे कोई बात नहीं चाहिए हमें इसमें कोई गड़बड़ हो. ये जो अदालत ने अपना सुना दिया. Now you must accept that.
I personally would have want him to have capital punishment, but the law of my land will not permit it. But he should be there in for life and rigorous imprisonment. Not the kind of natak that he's doing. He's actually going on a nautangi over there, and there are all kinds of directors and producers having this kind of clout and power that is being wielded. And gullible, vulnerable citizens are falling prey to something like this. Absolutely unacceptable. 10 years is nothing.
This is just the first battle. There are a lot of battles that need to be addressed and won, because we need to see how he has amassed so many properties, so much of wealth over the years. So I feel now it's time that we need to investigate the sources of his income. We need to investigate the murder charges, and we also need to investigate the other charges against him, like amassing illegal wealth. That how did the Dera accumulate so much of wealth over these years?
Some of those reactions coming in moments after the special CBI court sentenced the Dera Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh to 10 years in jail. This in a rape case. The judge had allowed each side 10 minutes to present their case. The CBI had sought life term for Ram Rahim, while the defense asked for a lighter sentence. A 10-year jail term it is for Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. Thousands of paramilitary troops and anti-riot police have blocked off all roads in the areas in Rohtak. Military sources saying the army can enter Rohtak in an hour's time if required, if the situation does go out of control. But of course, as some of those reactions pointed out, an appeal for calm coming in, hoping that the violence that was witnessed on the day the Dera Chief was convicted is not repeated now that the sentencing is out. Self-styled spiritual guru Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for the rape of 2 women followers. The 50-year-old, according to reports trickling in, had also cried inside court as he was sentenced at a jail in Haryana's Rohtak by Judge Jagdeep Singh. Remember, the judge was flown down by a helicopter to conduct a prison-side court hearing. Thousands of soldiers guarding the prison and the army on standby. No civilians are being allowed within 10 kilometers of the prison where the Dera Chief is at the moment. Over 1 lakh of Ram Rahim's followers gathering in Panchkula, where he was convicted on Friday, remember, and which resulted in violence erupting that left about 38 people dead, over 200 injured. The two women who accused Ram Rahim of raping them 15 years ago have said they will appeal for more punishment for him. The CBI had sought a life sentence. The defense, of course, had sought a lighter sentence. Ram Rahim's lawyers today pleading for a lighter sentence in view of what they called his philanthropic work. Our correspondent Nagin Singh, who's been tracking the minute-by-minute developments on ground in Sirsa, is now joining us over the phone line. Nagin, get our viewers up to speed with the situation in Sirsa as it unfolds right now.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
Nagin, what is the situation in Sirsa post that sentencing?
After the sentence, situation seems under control. We'll have to discuss the areas. It all depends on the areas, because the areas which are closer to Baba Ram Rahim's headquarters, Baba Dera Chief, these areas are completely army is marching towards the Dera. That's why there is no violence in this area, and it's completely safe. However, if you go to the small villages, there are also supporters are there as well, and these supporters are creating the ruckus in the city. So we have now finally we have confirmed news that 2 vehicles have been burned down in Fulwa village, and the army is moving towards those villages as well. Earlier, they were just trying to make sure that the followers, the hardcore followers, should not come out of Dera Chief. But now they are roaming around the city. There is curfew, and still there is a little of violence is happening. That's why they are making sure that none of the people are off the street who are not required on the street. Only press is there and army is there.
Right, stay with us please, Nagin. Just hold that thought. We'll just come back to you. WION's political editor Kartikeya Sharma also joining us on the broadcast. Kartikeya, as per the latest updates trickling in, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has called an emergency meeting after the Dera Chief was sentenced to prison. The onus lying on the state government to ensure that the violence that was witnessed on Friday is not repeated.
Let me give you the update. You know, what's happening is that, as you have said, the Haryana Chief Minister Khattar has called an emergency meeting. Rajnath Singh is also chairing a meeting in Delhi. We have been given to told. But important thing here is, because these meetings do take place, these are sort of review meetings, Army has done a flag march.
Right.
Army has done a flag march in Sirsa and asked the people to vacate the premises because the property is being attached. Now, after being sentenced for 10 years, the biggest challenge for the administration is that the township, which now seems to be occupied or is behaving like the last front of the hooligans who indulge in violence, have to leave that place. Now, I don't know how the army will get to the job. When we spoke to the senior officers of police and army today morning, they said that the drill, army knows the drill, police knows the drill if they want to get a place evacuated. But then, you know, this is not like a Ramlila Maidan. This is not even like a small place where, you know, Operation Black Thunder was done, where the terrorists were confined to a spot for days at end. This is a whole township and a different ballgame. A lot of innocent people are inside also, who have nothing to do with the agitation, but they stay there. So, you know, it's becoming a complex situation. But I think the whole focus of the administration today is to ensure that no violence takes place.
Absolutely, and the court there, Kartikeya, very strongly saying that Ram Rahim Singh will be treated as any other ordinary convict and will not be provided any special amenities or even an attendant.
Absolutely. See, when we talk about a case as important as this, we have to understand that, you know, sometimes it can have ramifications beyond our or beyond administration's imagination.
Yes.
Because, you know, you might think that, you know, this consequence might be geographically localized, but then, you know, it takes place far off. That is the problematic part. But I think the biggest challenge is, though Punjab did very well, you know, last time there was no arson in Punjab, but Haryana completely collapsed. So this time around, you know, the army has been deployed. So double precaution has been taken. Not only you have CRPF in important centers, but army is also doing flag march, which means that the lakhs and lakhs of the supporters of Gurmeet Singh will not be allowed to, you know, for a rampage in Sirsa, because Sirsa in itself is a town. It's not a very small town, but it's a substantial town. And that way, for anyone to come out of their Dera or the headquarters or the walled city within Sirsa, I don't think that will be allowed, and that should be allowed. That's the reason why, as we speak, army does the flag march there.
And also simultaneous developments coming in, Kartike, just to get our viewers a quick update on that. Captain Amrinder Singh also meeting the governor as we speak. I'm being told these are the live shots that are coming in of that meeting, which will take place in just a short while from now as the Chief Minister arrives to meet the governor there. Kartike, you know, the kind of arrangements that have been made, the precautionary measures that have been taken, authorities seem to have now learned their lesson. On Friday, of course, a lot of criticism that was faced by the authorities on how proper arrangements were not kept in place, how they were in a way caught off guard, even in spite of multitude of supporters who had already started camping in Panchkula before the verdict came in.
Absolutely. See, this last time around they intercepted the messages, but today what they have done is they have also, you know, they also suspended the net services, but also ensured this time that, you know, the internet or phone networking which happens, which create a wave of violence, does not happen again. I think that's the most important part of the planning which has taken place. But more than that, you know, there was pressure. There was pressure from public, there was pressure from intelligence, there was pressure from fourth state, there was pressure from the court, there was pressure from the political class, because Khattar was directly blamed for it. BJP might support Khattar, and because understanding, you know, he's like another Anandiben Patel, because Anandiben Patel herself failed to take care of the Hardik Patel crisis. Similarly, Khattar has failed. So Khattar will go at the time of choosing of Amit Shah, not right now, at his time of choosing. But then there were certain consequences that had to be avoided, and I think that they will be avoided.
All right, stay with us, please, Kartike. Let's go back across to Nagin, who's been getting us further updates. Nagin, as you just discussed a while ago, the situation seems to be calm as of now, given the kind of precautionary measures that have also been taken at multiple levels by the authorities.
Yes, there are three-layer barricades which have been planned towards the township. Baba Ramdev's, Dera Sacha township. So no one is allowed to enter over there, and this is the reason we are not able to get exactly what is happening. But what we know is that there are more than 5,000 employees of Dera Sacha, so they are still there. They are not the hooligans, but they are the employees. We have amusement parks, we have cinema, we have restaurants, we have hotels. So it's a complete township, and it's not an easy task for the forces to get it evacuated because they want to seize the property. The government wants to seize the property, so they are trying their best, but they are still being fought towards them. However, verdict, we are getting the news. Of few of the incidents happening around, but so far not inside Dera Sacha. We are not able to figure out what is exactly happening inside Dera Sacha, except the people are not being allowed to come out of Dera Sacha.
All right, stay with us, please, Nagin and Kartike. Just a quick update for our viewers who might just be tuning in. Self-styled spiritual guru Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for the rape of 2 women followers. And the court also very categorically stating that no special amenities will be provided to Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. He will be treated, and I'm quoting what the court has said, treated as any other ordinary convict, will not be provided special amenities or an attendant. As per the latest, that's also coming in, a number of measures that we've been discussing with our correspondent on the ground, Nagin Singh, and Kartike as well, the kind of measures that have been taken to ensure that things do not go completely out of gear, as was the case on Friday. Of course, a lot of question marks that were also raised as far as the authorities are concerned and the kind of steps that were taken to ensure that no such untowardly incidents take place. As of now, as Nagin was pointing out, and just to highlight this, as a situation on ground remaining calm, apart from a few minor incidents that have taken place. Let's also straight go across to Ramakant Gaur, Advocate Ramakant Gaur, senior advocate, who's joining us here in WION studios for more on this. Sir, just a quick reaction from you first before we proceed on the sentencing that's coming.
See, it's a day where we need to hail the verdict. Two victims who have fought this battle for more than 15 years got the justice today. So this was the utmost sentence which he could get in the present scenario, on the basis of present facts and circumstances.
Right. Also getting our viewers up to date as we continuously track the situation as it unfolds on ground. Post the sentencing, the situation on ground remaining calm. A number of precautionary measures that have been taken to ensure that the situation does not go completely out of gear. Sir, if I can also ask you on the comments that were made by the court, wherein it categorically states that the Dera Chief will be treated as an ordinary convict. The court felt the need to highlight that no special amenities will be provided.
See, basically, if you look at the case from the very beginning,
yes,
2 FIRs were registered in 2002. No investigation could take place until 2006 when High Court intervened and passed the strictures against CBI. CBI was reprimanded as to why you are not able to complete your investigation in last 5 years. The CBI informed the court that this accused was causing hindrance in the investigation. So the pathways were really very tough for the CBI as a prosecuting agency. We have seen the statement of the investigating officer who said, I was influenced to close down the case. And afterwards, the trial took place with the snail's speed. This accused tried to overawe not only the investigation process, but also the entire state. If you look at the Washington Post's report today, it says the state was taken to the ransom by a rapist. So that was the kind of superficial treatment he was enjoying with the political patronage. The court felt it really, court took it very seriously and passed the stricture that he should not be given any VIP treatment. Whatever was given, it is more than enough.
Right. I believe Karthike wants to come in here. Karthike?
Thank you, Mali. Mr. Gaur, my question to you is that in this specific case, there were a lot of allegations that between 2002 2007, there was a great attempt on part of certain political personalities and parties to stall the proceedings against Gurmeet Singh. Ultimately, where the political arena failed, the higher judiciary, or the judiciary kicked into action. Doesn't it reflect a failure of our the local political, legal, administrative system, whereby important people generally just get away by manipulating local procedures or local political system and local administrative system till it really becomes a media eyesore or a public eyesore?
I didn't get that.
My question to you was that there was between 2002 and 2007, it was reported that there was tremendous pressure on various authorities not to proceed against Gurmeet Singh. So my question is that unless and until the top echelon of judiciary or people who are very important in judiciary, they take up an issue, the powerful people seems to just get away. It has happened in so many cases.
Very true. Had the higher judiciary not taken the serious implications in this case, we could not have seen any progress. But it is happening all over. In all the influential people's trial, we see that investigation does not take place in a proper perspective. The pragmatic area is that investigation is botched up, closure reports are filed. We have seen Hinduja's case, we have seen Yedurappa's case. What happened to these cases is either the investigation is not done properly or the prosecution is not taking place. So we see certain hiccups in such trials. But in this particular case, High Court was very careful from the very beginning. If you look at the order dated 18/12/2003, High Court has issued directions to CBI that you need to complete the investigation within 6 months. But it did not happen until and unless on 18/5/2006, when the court said you have not completed your investigation. So you need to file the progress report every month. Then only the charge sheet in this case was filed somewhere in 2007, and then the trial began.
But then, I wasn't even shocked with the fact that the Additional Solicitor General was actually picking up the briefcase of Gurmeet Singh in the court, and 7 of his bodyguards got brainwashed, and they actually don't allow the authorities to arrest him. It also reflects that somehow, Molly, that Gurmeet Singh had infiltrated into the system. You look at the way things happen in the court. Hanipreet Insan, Gurmeet Singh's adopted daughter, she gets to sit in the helicopter.
Yes.
He should be allowed in only 1 car or 3 cars or 4 cars. A convoy of 200 cars reaches Panchkula. Then even inside the courtroom, the policemen deputed by the state, they're converted mentally, they are the new bhaktas there, and they actually they prevent the police from, taking him so that he gets, so that he can be taken into custody. That scuffle happens inside the court. So somehow this whole case of Gurmeet Singh exposes the way Molly political brass bends or turns 360-degree for votes, because ultimately this is about Deras, and Deras proliferate in Punjab, and every election the Deras monetize their I would say devotees for certain benefits. And Molly, this whole drama which is being witnessed by everyone is because of the electoral compulsions and the way politics in this country compromise certain basic ethics of engagement. Molly.
Advocate Gaur wants to come in here. Advocate?
See, basically all the political parties and the leaders were actually standing there and beseeching for the votes, and that's the reason these Deras gathered that kind of influence. But I tell you that this was not the Additional Solicitor General, it was Deputy Advocate General who was seen with the accused. So that's a minor correction I wish to make. And you are right that the trial in all totality was influenced, biased, and the victim got the justice because of the judicial activism. Otherwise, I don't see any other reason. The political parties have left no stone unturned,
right,
and they have in fact influenced the entire proceedings.
Advocate Gaur, appreciate your joining us on the broadcast. That will of course remain our top focus over the next few minutes as well, but for now it's a wrap on this edition. We will keep a close eye on the situation now as it unravels on ground post the sentencing, only hoping that a repeat of the violence witnessed on Friday does not, of course, unfold on ground. With that, it's a wrap. Stay tuned.